I'm Daniel Savanoff, and I'm part of the Creative Science Design team, and I'm the webmaster. So I didn't grow up around here. I actually grew up in Ontario, and I grew up in a city called Windsor, if you've heard of it. And I went to the high school, Vincent Massey Secondary School. So I'm in the Faculty of Science, and I'm in my fourth and final year. I am studying physiology as of right now, and that's basically a study of the human systems, like how the lungs function, how the brain functions. And I'm doing my honors thesis in brain-produced insulin and its role in Alzheimer's disease. I chose physiology because I always wondered how exactly the body works. I wondered how the eye is able to see light and how it's able to coordinate into something that we can understand. I wondered about how the stomach is able to digest food and how it's able to be absorbed. I wondered how this intricate piece of machinery is responsible for our day-to-day lives is able to coordinate so much and do so much. And in studying physiology, I started to be able to study and uncover some of those answers and understand what are the mechanisms behind these functions. So when I started university, I was feeling pretty overwhelmed with just the number of courses I had to take and how much commitment I had to put into them. And I ended up starting to feel so focused and not focused, but burned out with constantly dealing and studying the science academic material that I started to feel overwhelmed. And I guess what I learned later to do was that I needed to have different outlets for my energy and different outlets to my frustration. And some of the things that I did was I like to play badminton, and I also like to volunteer at the Crisis Center, and that just gives me a role where I can connect with people and hear their stories, and definitely something that is a bit of a relief and something that is grounding in my life. One of the things I like to do a lot actually when I'm studying is I like to listen to movie soundtracks. I really enjoy listening to the rise and fall of the different kinds of emotions, the suspense, just that conveying of emotion that you just get when listening to that type of music. One particular one that I like to listen to is the soundtrack to the Studio Ghibli films. So ever since elementary school, I always enjoyed playing the alto saxophone, and I continued to do that up until high school. And it was a release for me to play it, and it really got me interested in jazz. And I really enjoy the kind of dual nature of jazz, and it being kind of relaxing and smooth, and the other side being kind of chaotic and random. One of the things that I've learned that's amazes me about physiology is how diverse our cells are. That they all come from just one singular cell that we're born with, that has one blueprint, and then from that point on it just divides into hundreds of different types of cells, each still containing the exact same blueprint, but having vastly different roles, different functions. For example, your lungs allow air to conduct through them, while your brain cells allow electric currents to pass through them. It's very astounding how different these types of cells are.